Cool. Well, thank you very much for joining today, Tim. We wanted to jump in today and talk a little bit about good habits in product teams. So let's start off by talking about what you think, why you think product teams need to have such good habits. What's the value for you in that? Apart from the obvious that, good habits mean good results, what is it that brings so much meaning for you?
Yeah, I think if as a team, you're able to consciously design your habits. There is a lot of value in that you can basically consciously change the patterns on that your team is working on. So you can improve the small things of collaboration, right? Like knowing that all the information is in the same place, for example. Yeah.
Well, okay, but then how can teams realize that they need to implement these habits right away? There's some good indicators that they don't have these in place.
I think you usually feel it. You usually know that there's stuff not going right, stuff comes in either late or people are waiting on each other. Communication either inside the team or with stakeholders becomes kind of crunchy. Like if there's sand inside your machine, those little small sand grains, those are the things we can kind of work on with the habits workshop that we're holding.
So that's my next question. Actually, you're going to hold a small workshop for us, but how did you get started with that workshop? What was kind of the motivation? Were you lacking in habits, and then you thought, right, I need to teach this?
I think it all came from, of course, the practical work with our product teams, and the realization that there was, as always, is a little bit of sand in the machine, and stuff wasn't working quite right. And I was looking for ways to kind of change the culture, but in a way that it's easy for everybody to share the same vocabulary as to what are the specific things, and they are often really, really small, that make collaboration way better.
What are some of those specific things, if you don't mind me asking?
One, for instance, is just the habit on agreeing how you want to do stuff, so that people habitually use the right tools, the one that they have together. People share information when they have it, not only when they're asked to do it, for instance. Generally, one big thing that's always good is empathy. That comes up a lot in design, where it's okay, you don't only need empathy in the design process, but also when you put out work. If you just post a Slack message, just have some empathy, and before you do that, think about who is the person who's going to receive that information and how are they going to receive it.
Okay, that's a good habit to have in the team. All right, then. So what is your top tip? What's your best habit that people can implement right now before the whole workshop?
Absolutely. There's one absolute super simple absolute favorite of mine that you can think about. So whenever you feel the trigger and you're okay, I want to argue, I want to fight, or I want to shut down, run away, take a deep breath. Number one almost solves half your problems if you get that implemented.
Sage advice. All right. So if people want to learn a bit more, they can catch you at the workshop you're going to give for the Journey into Product, I think in April.
I think in April, yes. End of April sometime. You know the dates better than I do.
I know. I will. I'll have an official one up. So it's a free workshop, and I'm looking forward to learn a few better habits myself. So thank you very much for your time today.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. Thanks for having me. Looking forward.